In this next example, we're going to use the logistic regression feature to obtain a population model that describes the population of the United States. The following data represent the population of the United States. An ecologist is interested in finding a function that describes the population of the United States. So in the year 2000, the population of the United States was 281,421,906. Here's what we're going to do with this data. For starters, we're going to use a graphing utility to draw a scatter diagram of the data. We're going to treat year as the independent variable and population as the dependent variable. Then we're going to use a graphing utility to fit a logistic function to the data. Then we're going to use a graphing utility to draw this function on the scatter diagram. Based on the result, we're going to find the carrying capacity of the United States. We're going to use the function that we found in Part B to predict the population of the United States in 2004. And finally, we're going to try and determine when we think the population of the United States is going to be 300 million people. So the first thing we do is we go over to our calculator and go into the data editor, and in L1 we enter the year, and in L2 we enter the value of the population. Then to draw a scatter diagram, go into your stat plots, select plot 1, make sure that the type is highlighted to scatter diagram. It is. X list is L1, the year, our independent variable. Y list is L2, the population. To find a good viewing window, go ahead and select Zoom Stat, and there is the scatter diagram. Now we can use the graphing utility to fit a logistic function to the data. You would go back to the Stat menu, select Calc, and then select item B, Logistic. If we do that, we obtain the results that are displayed on the screen. What we can see there is that the logistic function is y equals 799,475,916.5, that's the value of C displayed, divided by 1 plus 1.56 times 10 to the 14th power, that's the value of A, times e to the negative 0.0160x. Now what we're going to do is graph this function on our scatter diagram. To do that, press the y equals button, select VARs, then go select number 5, Statistics, and highlight Regression Equation under the Equation menu. The regression equation pops into the y equals menu, and we press Graph. You can see that the curve fits the data extremely well. Now, based on the function that we found, that is based on the logistic function of best fit, what do we think the carrying capacity of the United States is? That's the value of C in the regression output. We have that the carrying capacity is 799,475,917 or so. Part E says use this function to predict the population of the United States in 2004. I think the easiest way to do that is to trace along our function and then enter in the year 2004. If we enter in the year 2004, we get that the population is about 292,215, 183 or so in the year 2004. Next, what we can do is try and determine when the population of the United States will be 300,000. Again, the easiest way to do this is to graph y equals 300 million on y2. 300 million comes in there, and then if we use the Calc menu with intersect, we want to find out where the graph of y1 intersects with the graph of y2. Then go ahead and enter a guess. I just moved the cursor near the point of intersection to get a better first guess. Hit enter, and we have sometime after the year 2006, in 2007, we're going to reach a population of 300 million in the United States.